Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another one here on the coach's desk. So, we believe that at this time of the year, it's difficult to get the track and field fans involved. So, what I'm going to do, I am going to take you on a journey. And in this video, I'll be telling you about the big bad machine that the MVP team has. They call it the magic machine. Yeah? But before we get into the details, please, people, please remember to like the content, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah. All right. So we appreciate that. It is free as well, so you don't have to. It doesn't cost you to do so. All right. So if you really like it, like it. All right. So let us get into the meat of the matter. Now, when Kishane Thompson was not able to run, Stephen Francis did an interview, and it was a very well received interview. And he spoke about Kishane and other athletes and the MVP camp and what they had to offer coming into the trials as well as the Olympic Games. So it was very interesting. And one of the most interesting things that came out of that interview was the fact that Kishane was hurt, and Stephen Francis said they had to go all the way in Australia to procure a machine. And that machine is the one that you're seeing on the screen that assists the athletes to do several things, right? And this is a machine that has become a critical part. And before we talk about the machine, folks, I'm just reaching out to the powers that be and letting them know that there should be some sort of performance center in Jamaica to assist the athletes in doing recovery stuff like these from a machine like this. And there are several other machines that can do a lot of stuff that can help athletes. You have the recovery pants. You have a lot of things that they can do. You have the tub that they sit in that does the ice bath. Several things that they can use, right? But the fact is that this is the machine that Stephen Francis told us about, or it could be one of the machine. But why I think it is the machine, because of what this machine does for the athlete, right? And quite frankly, that is an MVP athlete that you're looking on, actually working with that machine. Now, from a sporting standpoint, folks, once you're an athlete, whether it is track, soccer, anything, football, you know that movement is essential, right? Movement is essential and critical to any athlete. And once you're able to move, then you should be in good stead. But hear this. When you're preparing, of course, you know that cardiovascular endurance is very essential. However, the increase in the volume can cause injuries when you're doing your cardiovascular preparation or your cardiovascular endurance, right? Now, with this machine, the boost machine or the boost treadmill, it basically gives a sense of reduction in your body weight, and that will allow you to increase your mileage and your training volume when you utilize this boost. Now, what that does, it helps you to improve your cardiovascular endurance while simultaneously lowering the risk of injuries due to the minimal impact on your bones and your joint. Now, when you're running on the ground per se, it is where you're exposing yourself to high level impact. And when you expose yourself to high level impact, your joints and your bones go through a whole lot of ordeals, so to speak, in other words, right? But when you're in the boots, it will give it a low impact. It ensures that these critical areas of the athlete is protected, which is very good. It can also increase your speed through interval work, yeah, and when you reduce the body weight, because that's what it does, because it's a low impact machine, when you increase you reduce your body weight, whether through interval or short sprint burst or even long tempo run, this is what you can actually do in this machine, right? Now with the increase in your speed, pretty much you can now open a new training window. We call it training cycle, right? That is what you do, because you pretty much would have eliminated the process of you getting hurt through your early development, background workout, we call it, and that low impact. So it will minimize or remove any chance of you getting injured. For example, you're doing a background work, right? 400 meters, and you have to complete that in 53 seconds. When you're in the boots machine, you can say, for example, do that in say 50 seconds. Why? Because there's a reduction in your body weight percentage. That's why the impact in that is very minimal. Yeah. So this machine is essential, and you could see why Stephen Francis was able to get Shane, who wasn't able to run on the ground, but was able to do his workout in that machine, which is an unconventional method that boosts him. That's why he was able to, run that 3 rounds at trials and then go to the Olympics, right? So you see the gist of how powerful this machine is. And when you look at Stephen Francis' camp, Stephen Francis is not one that shies away from using these unconventional methods, Hence the reason he said that a lot of his athletes, when they leave, they don't know what they left or leave at MVP until they are elsewhere. So there's the medical aspect is critical. Hence the reason he said that Elaine best bet is to go overseas, because that is where she can get the facilities that will help her, yeah, to do these types of workout at low impact. Yeah. Now, in doing so in this machine, right, you're pretty much training your body from a neuromuscular standpoint, and to be able to run at a faster speed on the ground. So when you're inside of the machine, you're running faster. So when you go on the real ground now, you know you're gonna fly. So this machine is really a magic machine, Who really think of this? This machine does that low impact thing, It increase or aid or help in speed development and recruitment, and this includes like intervals, sprint session, as well as drills, plyometric exercises that you can do in this machine. You can also do your sprint, your incline sprints, for example, something like 8 times 30 seconds hill repeats. That can be very effective on the boots. Now, I did a video recently talking about the different surfaces that the athletes actually train on that can actually have physiological effect on their bodies, right? We talk about the asphalt, and many Jamaican coaches do their hills on the asphalt. You have the dirt, you have the sand and such the like. But it is critical and important that a machine like this that will give you a low impact. Then when you come out of this machine, why you think the Kishian run so fast? You not talk about drugs? You not talk about them something there? Nah, man, you need to take